What is up, everybody? It's Dirk and JT back here to kick off our 2024 NBA 2K League season. That is season number 7 for everybody else out there. And it's the Blacktop Series, the Slam Open, JT, to kick everything off. First off, man, it was the shortest offseason I think that we've had, but it felt like the longest. But we are officially back 3v3 action to kick the campaign off.
You call it short, it still felt like a really long time. I missed you, I miss Harris, I miss Autumn, I miss Jasmine. I miss the team. I just love what I do. I'm just glad to be back.
And of course, it is 3v3 first, exact same structure that we ended up seeing last year. So we'll have 3v3 over the course of the next 3 months. We'll have in-person play once we end up getting to the Steel and the 3v3 playoffs. And then we will switch over to what the league was founded of. It'll be that 5 versus 5. But JT, something big happened. I got to be a part of it. I missed you out there. Myself and Autumn were at All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis for the first ever collaboration that we had in terms of NBA players actually playing the NBA 2K League build. Of course, we did have Royce O'Neal. He was at our All-Star event. But out here, we had Tyrese Halliburton. We had Tyrese Maxey. We had Micah Parsons down there in Dallas, Laurie Markin, and Jeff Teague. The stars were out and shining out there. What were your thoughts watching the event?
Well, first, I was a little jealous because I am a diehard Cowboys fan. So seeing Michael Parsons there, I was like, man. But Dave Fry is too. So I was happy for him. But just seeing their energy and seeing how bought in they were into it, it was just so dope to watch their energy, their passion. It was amazing, a dope event. I was happy to watch you and Autumn be out there.
Yeah, we have Ryan Howard, WNBA, Chelsea Gray, and then Obi Toppin was there as well. Cooks and him were kind of going crazy when they were playing together. Nice little Indiana Pacers and Pacers gaming going at it together. But I just loved how engaged everybody was, from the influencers to the NBA players to the celebrities that were involved. DJ Hookid was a blast to work with. I mean, that man was hilarious. He was like my unsung hero the entire event was DJ Hookid.
Yeah, he was like just the whole event as a whole. Like I just loved everything from top to bottom. Like that was our first time ever doing something like that, and it came out amazing. So it was just a really dope thing to see. I made sure I was up for that. Sleep schedule was all over the place, but I made sure I was up for that.
Well, let's jump into the format, prize pool, all the stuff that everybody's so interested in. We got 5 groups of 5 pro teams, and the conferences are mixed. 7 amateur teams will make the bracket that'll be going down next week, and a best of 5 games per match and 10 points per match that you end up winning. But let's look at the timeline of how we end up getting to this spot. February 26th was when the amateur community close qualifiers were going on. We'll have group play going down this week. And of course, we jump straight into bracket play, JT. One of the major changes, 1 week of group play, 2 weeks of bracket play. And then, of course, the prize pool, $100,000 prize pool here in the Slam Open. First place takes home $30,000, second $19K, third $14K. JT, I always get jealous of this money that all these guys are making if they make some runs.
Me too, because I used to actually be the guy who could make a little bit of some. I never made too much of some, but I used to make a little bit. But if you're not planning to make the most money, what are you playing for?
Hey, that's why I think people are starting to take threes a little bit more serious now as well. Hopefully 3 years in. Let's take a look at the Slam Open groups. Maybe you haven't seen them just yet. There they are on your screen. I suggest screenshotting this, anything that you have to do. I know they're out there on social media, but JT, the group that draws my attention the most is definitely Group A. That is officially my quote-unquote group of death here in the Slam Open.
I like Group A, but I cannot take my eyes off of Group D. I feel like they have just so much. You got Tutak, you got Fana, you got Vandy, you got Cooks with the heavily defensive team. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, it seems like that might be the sleeper hell group. Just might be.
Yeah, well, the one thing that we can both agree on is that every group is going to create some fireworks. But let's get into the schedule, how everything is going to look tonight. And of course, we have games tipping off at 6 p.m. The feature one's going to be Bucks Gaming taking on Mavs Gaming. Going to be a fun matchup. Fanta Redemption season coming back here into the NBA 2K League. Next game's at 6:45. We got Kingsguard Gaming and Lakers Gaming. New looks coming out from both of those sides, especially at that guard position. Then at 7:30, B5 Warriors Gaming sort of 5v5 champions will go against our Steel Open champions from last year up there in Portland. Well, it'll be interesting to see what they run out with their lineup. Then Nets and Raptors, Greens versus Antoine Love down at 8:15. Then at 9 p.m., it's going to be that Knicks and Cavs matchup. Super excited to see how that's going to be, JT, especially, some of the other stuff that we have seen with the Knicks there as well. But, I mean, I don't see a bad game on the schedule.
I don't either. I feel like threes this year should be so much better because I feel like teams took care of business at the minimum at the draft and prepping for this mode. It looks like some teams will use that ad drop period way more. But still, I like how they're taking threes much more, focused on making money in both modes and not just one.
There you can see below us, best 3v3 lineups. I picked Pistons GT because I didn't want us to both pick Magic Gaming. You ended up selecting Magic Gaming. So those are the two that we are definitely looking out for starting off in 3 versus 3. We'll see if it lives up to the hype. But some news, JT. We were so excited to see MDS play in 3 versus 3. I mean, we waited an entire season for it. We thought we were going to get it right here off the rip, but it was announced by the NBA 2K League that MDS will serve a suspension for Hawks Talon GC's first series that they have in 3 versus 3. But the good news is, by the end of the night, we will see MDS on the court because he is able to come back and play against Cavs Legion GC. So he has to sit out against Greens and the Nets. So Duck will go into the lineup. But then against Cavs Legion GC, he'll have to go against Killy. That is 2 tough games for Hawks Town to kick it off.
Definitely 2 tough games, but I'm not mad because I only have to wait 1 series. I waited a whole season. And then when he came in, he wasn't even playing guard. He went number 1 overall, wasn't playing guard. We only seen him just a little bit, and it wasn't even that guard. So now I only have to wait 1 series. So don't trip, Doug. 1 series. Just fight for 1 series. And after that, you can go prep for 5.
Well, of course, it's about that time, JT. So we got to do some introductions. Let's take a look at the starting lineup here for Mavs Gaming, our 2024 season.
Let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever.
One, video goes hard. 2, JT, Dave Fry obviously back. That's the story that we've been tracking. But for me, I'm excited for this Fanta redemption arc that we are about to see coming from this. But of course, they are playing Bucks Gaming. So let's meet the Bucks Gaming roster for this season. Oh, we got a game. They go quick. I forgot. JT, I forgot this is remote. They go fast.
Yeah, I was a little shocked too because I'm expecting another intro when we switched to. Oh, look at this lineup. Is that the coveted Dimes? I know he wanted to play threes last year. So bad. So bad. And now we get to see it. So I'm gonna say this and I'm a stand on it. Dimes wanted to play this mode bad. So he has to show up. He has to show up.
Yeah, we said like this is a matchup truly of 2 great storylines. Dave Fry finally coming back into the league. His first game back competing is here in this one that you're seeing. He's got Fanta as his guard. Jarsity, a lot of questions. Maybe was he going to be locked? Was Dave Fry going to be at the 4? How are they going to try to switch things around with this team? But yeah, Dimes, last time we saw him in a Bucks jersey as Fanta gets a 3 to go. We saw him win a championship. We didn't get a part 2 of this story. We didn't get to see him play a single game of threes last year. And now it's his debut finally stepping out here on the court back in this Bucks Gaming colors.
That's what I can say. Dimes had a really strong offseason. Great move by J Red. But Dimes had a really strong offseason going over to Sweden and winning that gold medal, being the starting center for Team USA. Dimes is taking strides to get better and better at that center position to show why he's one of the best in the world. So, like I said, in this mode, he wanted to play very anxiously last season. So I'm expecting him to really come out this year hungry. And I just didn't expect this to be their lineup. CP is one of those younger guards, so I thought he might be out here, you know what I'm saying, 2020s, bibbity boobop something, but, you know, Jared.
Oh, my goodness, flying out of bounds. There you go. And Johnny Red almost got it. Dimes will get the rebound and throw it back down. Yeah, I mean, we all remember the hot start that CP had last year, where after week number 1, we're like, okay, well, the Rookie of the Year race is looking pretty clear, at least after the first couple of weeks of gameplay that we end up seeing. A complete new look in terms of the guard position. Johnny Red was at the power forward last year for Bucks Gaming. Now he's at the point guard position. Dawson's at the lock, and then Dimes at the 4 there as well. It'll be interesting to see how this goes, but that's a stacked lineup of gold medalist winners on the side of Bucks Gaming.
Oh yeah, that is 3 of their 5 starters. 3 of their 5 starters were actually in the starting lineup. So it should be interesting. I just want to see how part 2 goes because it is 2 completely different pieces, going from Cook to CP and then going from the best power forward in the 2K League supersedes to the rookie retro.
Remind us, everybody at home, too, these are best of fives that are going to be going down for every single series, exact same way as it was last year. Something we do have to touch upon, JT, right? NBA 2K24, entirely different game from kind of anything that we've seen with the introduction of pro play, all these different animations, everything, the customization that all the players have in the league. One thing I've noticed about threes that maybe we're not going to see, in about 3 or 4 months when it comes down to fives, a lot more contested shots dropping down from what I've seen from players scrimmaging in this mode.
That's the one thing I'll say. Heavies this year, they have a skill gap, and then we also have the two bases in the game that make it the easiest, which is Patty Mills for the smaller guards and Tracy McGrady for the bigger guard. So having those two bases in the game should make it. We'll see a lot of, as they used to say back in my day, JT shots go in this year.
I remember the whole debate on the timeline. I was just seeing, it's like, should we have Patty in the league? Should it be here? I'm like, man, just give everybody a base to where we just get some high scoring games. That's all I want. I want everybody to try to have the best opportunity to make it. And I've been like what I've been seeing so far from it.
It puts butts in seats. Who doesn't want to watch offense? Who doesn't want to watch offense?
You can't get the shot. All right, I'm not tripping, bro. I heard your mic. It sounded like a drive-through for a second.
Mine?
Put a voice changer on. Yeah, it sounded like you put a voice changer on for a second. I thought you were messing with me.
What?
I get the 3 to go.
What about now? I think we should be good to go. I think my audio should be coming through right now. Perfect. Yeah, I apologize. First day. I guess we're in preseason mode right now, but the guys aren't, most definitely. They've been working so hard. Welcome back to another year of NetsGC Live. Back at it again on the 3v3 Blacktop. Green Stees and Streets returning for a second consecutive season. If you guys are new here, I'm host 101 Chris. I will keep us accompanied throughout the entirety of the season, or when I can. I'm gonna hop back to the mainstream just because personally I'm a big fan of Dirk and JT and how they commentate 3v3. But what's up, everyone? It's nice. It's nice to be back. I felt like there was a good portion of our year where we were all locked in on this roller coaster, and we there's something therapeutic about NetsGC Live. and being able to experience the ups and downs together instead of on our own. What's up, Mama Greens, Lady OG, Chris, all the usuals? I'm so excited for this year. The guys are hungry. There's plenty of time for like stories throughout the year, but no, the guys are, and I can't wait to kind of tell them, but the guys are pumped to get going. Obviously, the most successful 3v3 season in franchise history. Honestly, just season in general, making that top 3. First time we ever made it to Championship Saturday. But the guys fell just short, so a little bit bittersweet, but now they don't have to wait to avenge it. Great action there. Unfortunately, Streets misses that. It looks like we're on the main feed now. I'll cut us back, but I don't want to miss anything here. It's such great stop. Run out. Yeah, 12-6. If you guys are new to the stream, we definitely typically have background audio. We typically have guests with me, but with our in-person game happening this Saturday, which we'll go over a little bit later tonight. That's a tough pluck there. Good job of Greens just protecting that 3 and just giving up the 2 on the 2-on-1. But yeah, with our in-person game that we'll talk a little bit more about later tonight, that took a little bit of priority over this initial broadcast. But we typically have guests, audio. What complicated things this year, guys, is there's no more command center on Twitch. But we'll definitely continue to improve the experience as we go throughout the year and not just bore you with no audio whatsoever and just my voice. That's tough. Yeah, exactly. Honestly, this game's taking a little bit longer than I thought. Like both teams kind of struggling a tiny bit on offense. Streets with his playmaking badge. Defense by ATL. I think no matter what, I'll prioritize we'll watch the main broadcast together, games 2 and 3 or the rest of the series. I just want to stay here so we don't miss anything. This first, you guys know how I feel about quick starts in best of 5s and 3s. We throwing that first punch, you're able to kind of dictate so much. And I'm pretty sure we started with ball here. Greens with badge. Let's see if we can make use of it. Unfortunately, doesn't get that one a drop. Way to get out there. Ooh. 3-on-2. Got to get something. Oh, you're not going to be able to make it. That's sad. It's unfortunate. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. If you guys in the New York area, yeah, again, I'll go over details in a bit. If you're in New York this weekend, big in-person game, celebrating New York street ball culture and history. See if Greens can put it away though. Action is Steez, back to Greens. These pass backs this year, guys, chef's kiss. They fly. And you guys will see it. Great start, 21-14. Okay, so the main broadcast just went back to Bucks and the Bucks playing. Bucks Mavs. Good balance attack there. 9 points from Steez. Actually, because we're on our team broadcast, we'll get the box score here. Yeah. Yeah, really good balance attack from the guys. 1-0. Now just 2 wins away from starting the season right. So, all right, let's just get caught up. I have the main feed off to the side. As soon as they get into it, no matter even if we start here on Discord, as soon as we go live on the main broadcast, we'll cut there and we'll listen to Dirk and JT's commentary. But the docket looks like this, or the agenda looks like this. We have Hawks Talon GC, obviously right now, best of 5. And then at 8:15, we have the back end of the doubleheader, NetsGC versus Raptors Uprising GC. And so I haven't decided yet whether or not we'll cut the stream in between or if we'll just keep it here like we've done in the past. But we'll have both games here. That way you don't miss a single second. Obviously, if I were in your shoes, I'd have both the 2K League stream up and our stream up. That way you're able to kind of go back and forth and kind of cater to your preference. But again, I think between the 2K League broadcast and our broadcast, you will not miss a single second of it. You won't have to rely on the production team over at the 2K League to get your NetsGC fix. But ideally, like, we tossed around the idea of having like the player comms in here. But we also kind of wanted to respect some of the guys and not make them feel like they have to kind of watch what they're saying. Not to say they get out of pocket or anything, but just kind of let them have their space. But you see the lineups there on your screen. Green Street Stees. Some of the best. Hawks Talon GC. I was really looking forward to seeing MDS play, number 1 overall pick last year. But unfortunately, he got suspended. So we get Duck here. And Duck, obviously, a former most improved player, would have had a phenomenal rookie year. We'll stay here, guys, for the beginning of game 2. Right now, on my end, Mavs and Bucks are just over halfway through their game 2. And as soon as they finish, I'll switch over. But here goes game 2. Hawks starts with the ball. Can someone in the chat remind me, like, did we have hoodies last year? You see Underrated Goat and Bait Pick, they both have their hoodies on, their little character avatars. I cannot for the life of me remember if the characters had hoodies on. I think I like it. Yeah, it's just a blur for me, Jen. It's good defense by ATL. They're on a triple box right now on the main broadcast. Not the cleanest start for the boys in black. Green's missing his first 3 shots. Yeah, still plenty of time. Mavs right now at 16 points. They're up 4. Shooting foul. That's nuts. Streets got clipped on the screen there. 7-0. 7-0 in a 3v3 2K League game is not the craziest of hills to climb, but it is definitely a hill. I mean, the guys have shown that they're more than capable of fighting back. They have a whole year's worth of a resume. We get really lucky there. Guys look a little disjointed right now. Settle in. Streets on the slip. There you go. Yeah, it's not my favorite Matrix. It's hit and miss for sure. So this is where it gets a little tricky. You guys remember 3v3. Once you're down this much, I think the other team can really just spam twos the rest of the way. That's good for the mental. Greens gets one to go down from outside. Okay, Mavs Gaming just won 21-14. Let's see if they switch over. No switch just yet. I like that move by Greens. Good no shot. There we go. There's the rookie of the year. Finding his rhythm again. He's hit his last two. Nice little speed boost there off to the left wing. Now it seems just a little bit more manageable, and Streets almost gets that pluck. Good rotation. I don't know if we got there in time. No, we didn't. That's a big three-pointer from Hawks Talon GC. I think right now they have I think they're on a break right now in the main broadcast. Whew. Greens then contested layup. I think you guys remember, if for regulars of the chat, my preference is we don't sell out for a gamble still here until a little bit later into this game. But you never know. Streets, really good defense. There's the swing. Ooh, good patience there from Duck. That's kind of like that veteran presence and mindset that Hawks Talon is looking for next to MDS. That's tough. And you just take whatever the defense gives you here. None of these bounces seem to be going our way. At the same time, you got to give credit to ATL here. There we go. It's one stop. Just take them. I think no matter what, you need 3 to 4 stops here anyway. So you just take the 2 there. A good decision by the Hawks to see if there's a 2 available early in the clock. Defense by Streets. You have to show a little bit Greens. That's not bad. That's great help. Good foul by Duck. Yeah, it's going to be tough here. I think Hawks are going to sit on that 3-point line, but Greens creates something out of nothing and just can't get that one to go early. Almost kind of Darren bait pick to kind of shoot that. Oh, he takes it this time. We get a stop. Chat, I'm liking the fight. Kind of wishing we had seen it a little bit earlier in this, but I mean, the Brooklyn boys are reminding us of the type of like fight they're capable of putting up. We're back on the main broadcast now. Okay, duck with badge. This is a little bit of a danger zone. That's savvy. Use that badge, the threat of the badge, to get Streets to jump. We had no choice there. I don't mind it. All right, potential game point here. Streets with his 4th foul. 2014. NetsGC is up 1-0 in the series, so regardless of what happens here, at worst, we walk into a best of 3. Yeah, exactly. It's a good move by Duck. Does it not feel like ATL hasn't scored in like 3-4 minutes? There it is. All right. Series is tied, 1 apiece. That one didn't go our way, right? We were down what? I think it was 7-8-0. I want to say 7-0 to begin the game. You're not going to win many games going down that amount in 3v3. We didn't really shoot well. Green's got into a little bit of a shooting slump early, found his rhythm a little bit partway through that second game. But to be honest, chat, as long as we're able to play defense like we did on the back end of game 2, I think we should be fine. Now it's now this best of 5 is a best of 3. So right now we're looking through the perspective of Streets' monitor. For those who aren't familiar, this is the league build. It is an entirely separate game outside of NBA 2K24. If you were given access to the game, you technically don't even need the retail version, NBA 2K24 downloaded. So it's not even like a DLC. It's not an add-on. It is basically an entirely separate game. Limited badges, limited attributes. This year, the league build is definitely catered so that it's more friendly for like a more friendly viewing experience, but at the same time, nothing crazy overpowered depending on how you view things. All right, while we wait for game 3 to begin, again, I apologize. Like we're gonna definitely improve the viewing experience, find a way to get the audio sounds at the very least. I would love to again convince some of the guys to let us in on some of the player comms here and there, but some of those comms and some of those huddles do get super intense after a loss. But yeah, we want to give you guys a reason to keep tuning in to NetsGC basketball all year. We've got really, really big expectations for this group. I can't wait for you guys to see what the entire 5v5 team looks like on the court as well. They're as solid as you get in 5v5, I promise, and 3v3 as well. But here we go, game 3. Right now, it's Bucks Gaming and Mavs Gaming on the main broadcast. So we'll switch over when we get a chance, but let's get it going. 1-1. This is big. This is a big game. Feels high stakes. All right, we get ball first here. You want to score when you do get the ball first. Put the onus on the opposing team to get that first stop. We are technically the home team tonight against Hawks Talon GC, hence the NetsGC court every single game, and that's tough. Okay, we get lucky. So we'll get the ball first in games 1, this game, game 3, and if necessary, game 5. That's unfortunate, but here we go, 2-2. Gotta stop this transition. Good job. That's a good wall. Walled up nicely there. Duck on Streets' baseline cut. Underrated Goat's coming up with some crazy defensive plays. We got to just put it up no matter what. See if Streets can get the board. He does. Kicks it back out. Really impressed by ATL's defense. Let's see if Greens can figure something out here. Doesn't a lot of time left. He's just going to throw it up. The boys crash the boards, and Steez, all reliable, kicks it back out to Greens, and Greens knocks down a much-needed 3. Like, that was huge. That was a very gritty possession that I was not prepared for this early in the season. Ooh, I know Streets is frustrated he wasn't able to get that one. I don't mind it. That's good defense. Let's go. The guy's really trying to target Duck there, having Sean roll constantly. He's got him. That's a great pass. Beautiful dot. Greens anticipates the corner drop in to pick up that slip by Sean. That's huge. Dallas right now is game point, so we'll switch as soon as they go. We got plenty of this game left anyways. 8-4. The guy's seemingly in control right now. We just got to take care of the ball. A lot of teams targeting opposing PGs with running that with running the lock as the screener. Way to fight. Good job by Greens there. Nice no jump. That's good defense. We made them work. It's so like, I know none of us forgot, but between 5v5 and then the offseason, man, I'm quickly remembering how difficult it is to play defense in 3v3, and Greens had the open lane there. Gets it back, standing dunk with that PG build. All right, they're triple box right now. I'm on the verge of switching. And as I say that, they cut to Warriors and Jazz Gaming. So that's great. But you guys know the drill. We'll make them pay attention to us. I mean, we don't need it. And I know there are people in the chat that will remind me we don't need that extra attention, but at the end of the day, we were one of the final 3 teams there on Championship Saturday, so it's a good move by Duck. I respect it. 12-9. We do need more love, though. And if it's not like for my own selfish, narcissistic reasons, is like to give these guys like a platform So Streets here, he's probably gonna get the duck here. Yeah, so Streets is the perfect example, in my opinion, one of the most underrated, not just locks, but players in the league. And I think if he were to get more visibility, and part of it is on us too, and making sure we go deep in tournaments all the time. But like, you kind of have to really know no ball to be like, yeah, Streets one of the best locks in the league, and it shouldn't be that way. So. 14-11. Right now they have Golden State, Utah on the main broadcast. They're 13-11 or 15-11 right now. Yeah, that take is a little bit crowded. I like Sean shooting that, and that's huge. And we've heard about it in some of these, content podcasts. So, for example, the one Dirk and Harris has, a big win condition of ours and a big swing factor is, what is Streets and Steve's going to do as like secondary options on the offensive end. And if we can get consistent, like, big time shots like that out of Sean and Steez, like we saw earlier out of that left corner, will be good. Right on cue. Right on cue. I mean, you expect opposing teams to load up on the rookie of the year, right? So when called upon, Ken Steez and Streets make those plays. Let's see if we can put them away. Anything wins it. I like that no shot. Let's go a roll here. No, popped it. No, that was late. Good defense by ATL. Greens with badge. What do we want? There we go. That's a good bounce back game, no? They just cut to Dallas and Milwaukee. But, Chad, that was a really good bounce back game. I mean, I feel really confident in us. I love that box score. Almost 8 points across the board. We only missed one three-pointer. Really took away what Atlanta was trying to do in game 2. That was awesome. But, yeah, I was just saying, like, I feel confident in the squad, but you don't want to go 2-1. It's not necessary. It's like first day back. We're not trying to overextend ourselves. Yeah, everyone eats. That's it. And like we talk about it, like Kurt and I talk about it. When you look at some of the top teams last year in 3v3, let's just take us out of the picture, right? Who comes to mind? Pistons GT, Dukes Infinitos, T-Wolves Gaming. They were like first throughout an entirety of the 3v3 season. And one thing that they all had in common, outside of having a legit top point guard, which we do, they had those secondary actions. Pistons GT could rely on bag motion to kind of handle the ball a little bit, make plays. Connor was one of the best shooters in the world from the power forward position. Dukes had low-key godlike at power forward, just moving out there like a guard. Pistons GT had their lock, TB, handled the ball a good amount as well, and be able to make plays on his own in short clock situations. Finding that second gear for us, I think, really unlocks a lot of things. So it was exciting to see what Streets and Steez did there in game 3. I know I promised the main broadcast, and I've been talking everybody's ear off, but they still have Bucks Mavs up right now, 9-2, and it looks like we're about to start here. Steve starts off on the. I missed what happened there. Phew, that's elite defense, though. That's elite defense from a power forward on a guard. All right, so we got the first stop, even though the Hawks started with the ball. Let's see if we can capitalize. I like it. All right, we earned this advantage. It's not the end of the world if we lose, but good teams, you want to put them away right now. Love it. Love it. Greens go. Oh, what? I could have sworn that might have gotten a slight contest, but I guess not. Get no shot. Okay, I mean, it looks like underrated goat and bait so far look less inclined to help off those corners. You got two clean drive-ins and streets with the huge pluck. Huge pluck. But less help is coming off the corners, Chad. I don't know if you guys saw that too, but Greens has been able to get a straight line drive both times. He gets another 2 points there off the cut. No threes. 17-8. I smell a switch to the NetsGC game. So let's see if we can get the one that counts here. I've got my eye on it. 17-8, Milwaukee up. If you guys are just tuning in, NetsGC lead the series 2-1. It's a best of 5. So this is potentially a series-ending game. Streets fights through the screen. Does he get a hand up? Yeah, he does. That's good defense. Way to take the 2. That's a good start. 8-3. Got one eye on this, one eye on the other broadcast. Way to get lucky there. Bait got dragged in. Here comes this lock screen. Gonna try to pick on Greens, I think. That's not bad defense by Greens. Tough. Love the flare out. That's big. That's big. Chad, we're going to be tough to stop if we're cooking like that. Big shot there by Steez. ATL gets the switch that they're looking for, but Greens prides himself on defense, knows the help is going to be there. Steez with the great slide, and the track meet begins. 13-5. Big.
JT's mic sound like it's like when you put the chipmunk filter on back in the day, like when Alvin and the Chipmunks, like you put that on your mic. Yeah, that's what it kind of sounds like. If you started singing like Christmas time is here, you would sound exactly like it. Oh, there's a fade. Maybe that's why we don't see it. Very early, 20% covered. Steve makes it 15-5.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all.
Yeah, helium voice. There you go, Legacy. That's a good comparison.
So
I think we lost JT for the moment. Oh no! Wait,
again, still a big fan of Dirk and Team JT, but it was just
you're good.
Ironically funny
what's going
that as soon as we cut to them, he's talking about the most random stuff.
He's like, I got the text again, Mike. Like, I'm about to lose my mind. Like, what did I do? I'm about to just unplug everything at the end of the show.
That's a crazy move.
I'm not doing anything. I'm not even moving my hands. And y'all know how much I move my hands. My hands are all like just on my armrest. Like,
yo, what's going on?
Hey, well, we're gonna take some time so JT can figure out his microphone situation, so he doesn't go full Alvin and the Chipmunks again. Just a reminder to everybody out there, before we do go to this commercial break, we have a new.
That's crazy, no? Is that not crazy? I switched it. I apologize. Honestly, I knew better. I just knew better. Here we go. 19-13. Let's lock back in. Sorry, let's regain. Good help, Greens. All right, let's put an end to it. Streets broke the block out or the box out. That would have been amazing if Steve was able to end it there. All right, let's see if we can get this one last stop and just put it away. Yeah, it is. It's stressing me out too. It's stressing me out too. But I think we're good here. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, first win of the year. NetsGC take it 3-1 over Hawks Talon GC. That was a roller coaster of a game 4. There's the box score. Still a balanced attack. I know, Streets has 4 there, but on 3 shot attempts, and he played such great defense in the last 2 victories there. But I apologize. I'm trying to diversify our feeds here and give you a little bit of the main broadcast, because sometimes they're able to better highlight some of these big moments. And the moment we go there, they don't even they're on our game, but they're showing the broadcasters, which is kind of insane considering it was match point. But I digress. Anyways, great start to the season. 3-1, big win for the guys. I really liked how even after that second game, or not after it, but in the middle of that second game, despite us being down 7 points, the switch turned on then. You remember last year, Kurt was talking about how sometimes it takes us a little bit to kind of turn that switch on, and then it's too late. And sometimes they have to kind of take a huddle in between games to turn that switch on. I saw that switch turn on in the middle of game 2 because we were fighting. The Hawks Talon I think they maybe only scored 1 basket in the last 4 minutes of game 2. So we immediately got back into it in game 2, and that momentum clearly carried over into game 3 and game 4. So you love to see that. Yeah, first official win of the year. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Our next game isn't till 8:15. What'll happen is I'll probably cut the stream short here, let you guys enjoy the main broadcast. We'll regroup a little bit. I'll post some stuff to social. If you guys aren't already, follow at Nets Gaming Crew, not just on Instagram or Twitter, or sorry, X, but on YouTube, TikTok, or whatever social media you platform you prefer to use. But yeah, a great start here. 1-0. The season is going to go by really quickly, everyone. There are only 4 group play games, and then before we know it, we're in a double elimination tournament next week. And then the following week is basically the Sweet 16 or and the Elite 8. We'll blink and 3v3 will be over. So there's not a lot of time for us to find our footing. It's whichever teams start quick are going to experience the most success this year. So great job to get that first win. Big for playoff points. Let's even go for the sweep later tonight. But thank you for tuning in. We'll be back closer to 8:15, but just make sure you guys are keeping an eye out on our social, or if you don't, if you're watching the stream, some of these 3v3 games go by so quickly, especially if they're sweeps. And you guys remember from last year, there are times where we'll start early. If we do start earlier, I'll make sure to announce it on Twitter and Instagram. So we'll see you then. Thanks, everyone.